All right, Bill, thank you. This morning, countdown to the royal wedding. And now we're just, in case you were wondering, 83 days away. And while Prince William and Kate Middleton are keeping some of the details a secret, we are learning some new details on Kate's gown, the bridal party, and what William will wear when he walks down the aisle. NBC News royal contributor Neil Sean joins us from London with the latest. Neil, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm doing great, and of course, the first question we all want answered is the dress. What will the dress look like? What will Kate be wearing?
I love you girls. That's the only thing you're interested in, the dress. Now, what we can tell you, it's interesting, of course, because everybody wants to know what she's going to be tottering down the aisle with. She's seen quite a few designers, we can tell you, but there's no definitive sort of person being assigned yet. There's two people already who are the #1 choice, as it were, but she's very superstitious, Kate, and apparently part of the reason why she doesn't want to reveal who's making the dresses so that people can actually look at other designs and then copy that, and also she doesn't really want that leaking out because she doesn't want Prince William to see anything because, of course, it's kind of seen as bad luck. So that's the reason why she's kind of holding back. But I think it's going to be very soon. I mean, how long does it take to make a dress, girls? Come on.
Exactly. It can take a long time, so we need to know soon. William, now let's talk about what he may be wearing down the aisle. Every woman loves a man in uniform. We can maybe assume he'll follow in the footsteps of his father and grandfather. What can we expect from William?
Oh, you're not just leaving it at girls, trust me. I think everybody would like to see what Prince William's going to be wearing. We can tell you it will be his RAF, his Royal Air Force uniform. And I think he will look splendid in that. The reason why royals actually like to get, you know, in that particular look, that uniform, when they're doing big events, whether it be a wedding, etc., is they know they look good in this particular rig-up. And I think for people who like Prince William, he's going to look incredibly dashing. And, of course, he's giving a real nod to his career. This is what he wants to do in the long term. So I think the RAF will be pleased. But I think he will look a little bit like, shall we say, Richard Gere, officer and a gentleman. Could be beautiful.
I like it. All right, the guest list we hear will hit 5,000, 2,000 of Will and Kate's personal friends and family, and then 3,000 politicians, dignitaries, celebrities. Do we know any of the big names that may be on the list, including whether or not Sarah Ferguson will be there?
Well, as you know, the Queen recently joined Facebook, so I don't think she's actually Facebooking people to invite them. But yeah, you're right, there's a lot of guests. We can tell you, of course, that David Beckham and Victoria Beckham are definitely going to the wedding. Other people, celebrities, have all been given dates and stuff like that to say, you know, this is where obviously it is and this is the time. There are no confirmations yet. This is, again, security, for the simple reason that they don't want that leaking out and saying I've been invited and making some profit out of that. But you mentioned very cleverly the Duchess of York, who's recently just been pictured on yet another freebie holiday. Who could afford to invite her? I think she will be invited, but I think she'll nicely decline and say she's kind of busy. But we have a bit of inside news, because you may or may not know that Chelsea Davies flown back into London. Tomorrow she meets Prince Harry for lunch for the first time in a few months, and I'm guessing now that she will be walking down the aisle as his date. So if you were looking to be his date, sadly, you've been pushed out for a blonde.
What a bummer. All right, well, I'll cross that off my list. But what about the wedding party? Do we know who the bride and groom have chosen?
Well, I mean, obviously close family and friends. There was a report, actually, a couple of weeks ago in a Sunday tabloid stating that Prince William would be taking all of his, or inviting all of his ex-girlfriends. Now, as any lady knows who's getting married, you do not want to walk down the aisle, cast yourself to the right and look at all these ex-squeezers that you're intended as dated. So don't believe that story. I think what's interesting from the point of view of who they want to invite, I think it's going to be a lot more sort of charity people, a lot more low-key people, because of course it's all about expense, and they want to make sure that they send out the right signals here from Great Britain to sort of say we're doing the right thing, rather than it being something of a jolly where it looks like they're spending our money to have a huge party, which is a bit of a shame, because that's really what we want to see. A bit of Dallas and Dynasty, of course.
Dynasty, I like that. All right. Neil Sean, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Pleasure.